Hey guys, Comic Boom here to review a number of DC Comics. I'm going to be reviewing Action Comics 1019 and Justice League Dark number 19. And I'm going to be talking a little bit about Suicide Squad series by Tom Taylor, who, which is just amazing. This is frankly, this is my favorite DC comic book coming out right now. Tom Taylor, you know, the guy, he really needs to be writing more comic books. Suicide Squad is just fantastic, and at least it's a high note. And in fact, let's talk about Suicide Squad first. You know, it's again written by Tom Taylor. The art and cover is by Bruno Redondo. We know the concept of the Suicide Squad. It's very straightforward, and it's a bunch of villains, which are usually led by Harley Quinn and Deadshot and a slew of others. And of course, if they don't do the bidding of, before it was Amanda Waller, but basically if they don't do the bidding of the U.S. government, Task Force X or whatever it might be called now, they basically got explosives in the head and they get killed, okay? This is a well-known concept. It's been around for a long time. So I thought it was challenging for Tom Taylor. I figured, well, how is he going to make this interesting? And he just does. And he does so in such a way that he has the Suicide Squad go on a mission. Of course, Amanda Waller is essentially overthrown by another government guy who's kind of a jerk. They send Suicide Squad consisting of a whole slew of new characters that go on this mission to basically take out another Suicide Squad group that has their own agenda. And they end up killing members of each other's team, and they end up merging them, and that's my daughter. They end up merging them, and it's interesting now. We got two groups of criminals that essentially hate each other, but are forced to work together. So now we got the added tension of not only do they hate having to work for the U.S. government, but they hate having to work together. And we got like King Shark, who ate one of the twin brothers of the other team. Just great stuff. There's so much, it's so much fun here. Tom Taylor he's got such a fun sense of humor. By the way, Scott Snyder, if you're depressed and you think the world's so cynical, maybe you should talk to Tom Taylor, because he seems to be able to find a little bit more of some light and some fun when he writes his comic books, and it's not all doom and gloom. And he's writing Suicide Squad. What's your excuse? You were writing Justice League. You know, again, still heartbroken over Justice League 39. But hey, Tom Taylor, man, this is really good stuff, guys. Check out Suicide Squad. This is the way to go. I'm not going to spend too much time on it here because I just wanted to talk briefly about it. But this is really good stuff, and I love the twist at the end of issue 2. There's a twist here where, you know, they're sent in to some Middle Eastern country to basically rescue an asset. And the twist here at the end of issue 2, I never saw coming. And I thought, wow, that's really great stuff. I'm really curious to see where this series goes. And I love the new characters, which is great because I get to love the new characters and they might be killed off the next issue or even in the issue that I'm reading. That's what's great about it. It's a great concept, and it's got the best writer in comics on it now, too. Certainly, hands down, the best writer at DC at the moment is Tom Taylor. Justice League Dark, number 19. James Tynion IV is the writer on this one. James Tynion IV with Scott Snyder, they were sort of tag teaming on Justice League for the longest time. Snyder's Justice League arc that Tynion helped him with from time to time. Now that's ended with issue 39, or rather a non-ending. It hasn't ended. That's going to, I don't know. Bad guys have won. Perpetua has won. The Justice League was humiliated and lost, and they ended up in black spandex on the moon. Long story. Terrible, terrible, terrible ending in Justice League 39. So what about Justice League Dark, number 19? Well, we have a resolution. James Tynion, he is on full-time now on Batman, and he's got his other projects, his own indie projects, like Who Are Killing the Children, I think it is. In any event, James Tynion IV is, or Something is Killing the Children. That's what it is. That's a good series too. But he doesn't have time to write Justice League Dark, and so he wraps up the storyline here. He wraps up this storyline with Justice League Dark. Wonder Woman. Justice League Dark has been going on for such a long time. It keeps treading and going in the same circles. The art here is really good. It always has great art. Martinez Bueno is a fantastic artist, and the art here continues to be spectacular. I love Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman embracing magic and embracing the power that is given to her by the Upside Down Man from previous issues. She makes a deal with the Upside Down Man. And just a little bit of background. When the Source Wall broke down, and when the Source Wall broke down, and even as it was breaking down, when the darker forces were leaking into our universe, which included, of course, Perpetua, which was dealt with in Justice League, and she's won, and the bad guys have won in the pages of Justice League. Thank you, Scott Snyder. Again, there you go, another thank you. Dark magic also leaked into the universe in the form of the Upside Down Man, and the Upside Down Man and his forces also want to take over magic and basically eat magic and, I guess, redo magic in their own image or whatever. So over the last 19 issues, we've had repeated battles between different magical forces, and it's been convoluted. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of been all over the place. It's been fun though. It's been fun. We had the Witching Hour crossover, and it's been fun. And at the very least, it's actually been as crazy as it has been, and sometimes a little convoluted. It hasn't been that difficult to catch on to. It's been difficult to explain the nuance and the details, but for the most part, it's been fun. We get to a point here where Circe, when Hecate was defeated at the Witching Hour, in fact, it was Circe ended up with the power of Hecate, and she's now utilizing the power of Hecate, and she formed an Injustice League, or Injustice League Dark, you could call it, and in the only way that Wonder Woman could defeat the forces of the Injustice League Dark and Circe was to make a deal with the Upside Down Man, and we're not sure what that deal was, but she promises the Upside Down Man that she would give him something. We're not sure what that is. And the Upside Down Man gave Wonder Woman enough power to defeat Circe in this issue. And the way she defeats Circe in this issue was a little bit kind of convenient. She gives Circe what she wants. She gives Circe all the power and magical power that Circe wanted, which I thought was odd, because I thought Circe already had all the great power that she already had the power of Hecate. I don't know why she needed more power, wanted more power. Wonder Woman defeats Circe by putting her in caging her in a picture frame with all this magical power, and Wonder Woman believes that there's hope for Circe to turn into a good person. And even though Circe has repeatedly told her, I'm not a good person, I'll betray you, she's hoping that by caging Circe with all this super powerful magic, that Circe will eventually turn into a nice person, and then at some point in the future when they fight the Upside Down Man's forces, that when they release Circe, Circe will suddenly be on the side of angels. That's kind of what it was. In any event, believe it or not, and I'm embarrassed to say this, I read this 3 times, and I'm still I'm just disappointed with it. I gotta say, between Justice League and Justice League Dark, I mean, I'm disappointed with how this ended. But at least the good guys won in this one. At least they won. They won in a very, I think, a very poorly written, not particularly uncreative way. I didn't think a lot of thought was put into this ending, if I'm brutally honest. And I don't think James Tynion IV has I don't think he has a handle on how to really write a good tale with magic. And he's particularly not very good at defining what the rules of magic are. And in fact, you want to know if you want evidence of that, Wonder Woman's own comments, this issue is juxtaposed between various scenes with Wonder Woman talking to Bobo, who's asking her questions about magic. And Wonder Woman actually says, now this doesn't make any sense, that's why I'm reading it to you. This is from Wonder Woman's mouth explaining what magic is. Get this. This is after 19 issues. This is what Wonder Woman finally figured out about magic. Tell me if this is clarity. Magic is wonder. Magic is horror. Magic is everything and nothing. Well, that's helpful. Thanks. Let me read that again. Magic is wonder. Magic is horror. Magic is everything and nothing. How's that for clarity? 19 issues in. Finally got some clarity on how the magic rules in this universe. Thanks. Okay, Wonder Woman goes on, though. Is there hope for some clarity? Let's find out. It is what magic is, everything and nothing. It is what you will it to be. It is what it wills you to be. I don't know what magic is, Kirk. Oh, so what you just previously said doesn't matter? But let's go on. By all means, Wonder Woman, please, go on. I don't know what magic is, Kirk. I really don't. But that doesn't stop me from loving it, and hating it, and fearing it, and being thrilled by where it will bring me next. Fantastic. So let's just hope that we readers of a book about magic, that we will also be thrilled by where this will take us next. And where will this take us next? Well, apparently they got to rescue Swamp Thing. Now, I'm a little bit of a smartass when I just did my little diatribe there, and let me just say that I still enjoy Justice League Dark. I think it's a little bit too wishy-washy than it needs to be, but I like it. I liked Wonder Woman. She's more fun in Justice League Dark than she is in her own title. She's the more fun in this title than in any other title, other than maybe some. The Black Label title is actually not bad. Wonder Woman Dead Earth is kind of interesting, but you know, I like this. And Scott Snyder is going to apparently be doing something with Wonder Woman with Metal 2. Maybe she'll be interesting there too. I've not really ever seen Snyder's interpretation of Wonder Woman, and it'll be interesting to see what type of spiritual approach or elements that Wonder Woman will bring to the table in Metal 2 when that comes out. But all in all, not bad for Justice League Dark. I'd give it a 6 out of 10. Now, I left the worst for last because it's Action Comics 1019. And this is written by Brian Michael Bendis, and the art is by John Romita Jr. The art is not my cup of tea. I'm not, I'll be very honest. You know, I feel so bad for the artist because I think this art is so terrible that I'm not even going to say the name of the artist from this point on because I feel bad naming him because I don't want to. Because there's just nothing nice to say about it. The art's horrendous. It's just absolutely horrendous. DC should be embarrassed by this art. Now, but of course, we have a Perillo cover. So can you imagine for a second? Now, I'm a comic book reader. I'm a longtime comic book reader. I'm a completionist, so I'm going to buy Action Comics regardless, right? But imagine first of all, there are no first-time comic book readers anymore. I think if there are, I'd be surprised. But if there is this random imaginary person that happens to wander accidentally into a comic book shop and buy his or her first comic for the first time and sees this amazing Superman cover, can you imagine the heart attack they'd have gazing at the art that's inside it by he who will not be named? Good grief, this art is horrific. There's some images here of Cheetah. Oh my God. The way I'm going to say his name, Romita, the way Romita Jr. draws Cheetah and Gorilla Grodd. Oh my God. It's got to be the worst I've ever seen. This is horrendous. But anyways, let's just talk about the bad writing for a second. This takes place after Event Leviathan, but before the events of Justice League issue 39. And the reason why I know that is because, well, it says it takes place last week, and it also makes it clear that Lex Luthor is half Martian. Well, Lex Luthor, Bendis screws up a number of ways here. Number one, Lex Luthor should not be wearing a business suit. He's Apex Lex. His mind is dominated by Perpetua, so he shouldn't be thinking like Lex Luthor. He also gave up his entire fortune in order to give all the various villains gifts. So Lex Luthor should not have his fortune. He shouldn't be looking like a businessman, and I don't know why he would be talking to Leviathan here, but that's why it's revealed. Remember all the criticisms that I gave, and I wasn't the only one. Lots of us gave criticisms of Event Leviathan because Leviathan was a joke, because he was defeated by Batgirl. Like, we couldn't figure out what was the big deal about Leviathan. I mean, he didn't do anything spectacular. And he claimed to take out all the intelligence agencies on the planet, which was nonsense. And we know that's not true. He didn't take out, he couldn't have. And for obvious reasons. You can't take out the FBI. You can't take out the CIA. If you eliminate all the employees, the U.S. government's just going to hire more. It's not possible to eliminate intelligence agencies. This is just common sense. So I never believed for a second that Spiral is gone. That the DEA is now no more. That Checkmate is no more. I don't believe that for a second. But hey, it's forced down our throats. Terrible writing, but we got to go with it. So let's go with it. Somehow, you know, now Leviathan wants the Legion of Doom. Apparently, they've been watching Leviathan. That's what this is. This is Bendis writing this story here. He's writing a story to justify why Leviathan is actually a really really good villain. Why he's such a badass. Because he failed. Bendis knows that Event Leviathan was an abject failure. He knows that it was a joke. I think Bendis actually listened to an editor, and an editor whispered in his ear, I don't know if you remember, Bendis, but you had Leviathan defeated by Batgirl. And that, I think maybe something finally clued in. Oh my God, you're right. This big badass that I've created was defeated by Batgirl. But he's Leviathan. I'm Brian Bendis. I'm the big Bendis is coming. This is my villain. He's great. I mean, I know he was defeated by Batgirl. I wrote that issue. I just forgot that Batgirl is just Batgirl. But in any event, now Legion of Doom apparently. How do you elevate Leviathan? Well, I know. Let's have the Legion of Doom sing his praises because he's so great. Right? So that's indirectly what Bendis tries to do here. But Bendis tries to do it in a very sneaky way. He tries to do it in a way that Legion of Doom sneer him. Sinestro makes fun of Leviathan because Sinestro has a good line in there. He says, you just want to rule. Leviathan, you just want to rule. Lex Luthor tells Leviathan exactly what I criticized about Event Leviathan, which I found kind of funny. I swear to God, if I didn't know better, I think Bendis was watching my videos. But I mean, all the criticisms that I had about Leviathan, about him being a joke, about, you know, you can destroy, you know, you can't destroy, you can't go to war against the intelligence agencies on the planet. You're gonna have a target on your head, a target on your back all the time. Lex Luthor actually has to tell Leviathan this, and Leviathan actually says to him, you said you've intrigued me. Tell me more. And Lex Luthor obviously tells him, well, you're gonna have to do things subtly. If you have a master plan, what is it? Anyways, it's such an embarrassing, necessary part in order to prop Leviathan up. It's just really it's necessary dialogue, but it's really something that should have taken place in the pages of Event Leviathan. It still would have been a terrible series, but at least maybe we would have been able to have some respect for Leviathan at some level. I don't, and this doesn't help. He's still an idiot and a loser. And apparently he wears a dress now, if you can believe Romita Jr. Romita Jr., in case you guys don't know, he doesn't know how to draw feet. Well, he doesn't know how to draw lots of things, let's be honest. But feet in particular are the bane of Romita Jr.'s existence. And so if you can't draw feet, make the great criminal Leviathan wear a dress. But in any event, there's another comment in here where Brainiac teases and pokes fun at Leviathan and says, yeah, you're the guy that killed Sam Lane. It's like, ooh, you killed Sam Lane. Yeah, you oh, woe for me. You're the murderer of Sam Lane, and you were defeated by Batgirl. Like, is this guy a threat? Like, why is the Legion of Doom talking to him? But hey, this is all some big excuse to get to have Leviathan brag about his tech. And of course, in a very forced bit of writing, Bendis has it that even Brainiac can't figure out Leviathan's tech. Lex Luthor can't figure out Leviathan's tech. Again, you got to somehow prop up Leviathan. So rather than show us how great this tech is, of course, we get them just saying how great it is. Because you got to force in this new villain into these storylines. But now you have Leviathan Island. So now we've already violated the premise originally of what Leviathan was supposed to be. Leviathan was supposed to be this great guy with this new concept for a new way to approach the world, a new world order. He was going to somehow work behind the scenes in the various intelligence agencies. But now, apparently, he's got his own place. He's got his own country now. It's Leviathan Island. So I don't know why you need Why did you need to destroy all the intelligence agencies on the planet? They're going to reform anyway, and now you just have, all you did is you stole their employees. That's all you did, Leviathan. Like Bendis, how is this a threat? You just got another wannabe ruler, exactly like Sinestro said. He's just a ruler. That's all he is. You just want to rule. And now he's got Leviathan Island. And, yeah, and it shows, then it goes back to the battle with them battling the Justice League, a waste of time. And then they're recruiting the Mist. The Red Cloud shows up. And now Leviathan and Luthor want to recruit the Red Cloud to kill Superman in Metropolis. So the problem with this is this has already been done. We got the battle for the multiverse taking place in Justice League, and they've lost. Perpetua's won. And now the Legion of Doom, this takes place a week ago. So in present day, so a week ago this happened. They wanted to send Red Cloud in to kill Superman. But now, 1 week later, we know from Justice League 39 that the Justice League loses and Perpetua wins. And Perpetua could destroy and kill all the villains right away anyway. So what's the big deal? What's the point? What's the point? Like, where's this headed? Now, those of us who know better, let me tell you that what the point is, and that is there is no point. Because Brian Bendis doesn't talk to Scott Snyder. They don't communicate with each other. Obviously. I don't think Snyder knows what's going on in Action Comics, and it's obvious Bendis doesn't know what's happening in the pages of Justice League, because if he did, he'd know that it's not possible, given the sequence of events in Justice League, for the Legion of Doom to have fought the Justice League in Metropolis. They wouldn't, the Legion of Doom did not have time, nor were they inclined to put a halt to their multiversal efforts, because they want to go talk to Leviathan, that famed murderer of Sam Lane. Jesus. Anyways, that's the nonsense you have to believe in order to get this. But hey, look, let's all look forward to the Red Cloud fighting Superman again. You know, remember remember that Fantastic Four movie when Galactus was just a giant diarrhea cloud? That old Fantastic Four movie, how bad that was. Remember when Parallax in the Green Lantern movie was nothing but a diarrhea cloud too? You know, how great those movies went over, Fantastic Four and Green Lantern. 2 diarrhea clouds, one called Galactus, one called Parallax, right? How good those movies went. Well, now we got a diarrhea cloud, a red diarrhea cloud. Red Cloud. We're looking forward to her going to be attacking Superman. Wow. Huh? Man. Anyways, guys. This is such a poorly written comic, and the art is such a beautiful mess. It's not a beautiful mess. It's a mess that I almost want you to buy it. The Perillo cover, it's not worth $4.99, this comic, but I bought it for Perillo because I really don't think a lot of people are gonna. I think a lot of people are gonna be dropping Action Comics more and more, especially the longer that Bendis stays on it and the longer that Romita Jr. stays on it. These covers are absolutely necessary in order to get guys like me who are Perillo fans to buy the issue, because otherwise, you know, unless you're a completionist like me, you know, you're just not going to buy it. But in any event, guys, tell me what you think of Action Comics 1019, Justice League Dark 19, and Suicide Squad number 2. And until next time, follow me on Twitter at Metropolis40, hit the subscribe button, and Comic Boom out.